I'm really excited to show you this. Sometimes I'm working in a file and I need to quickly open a terminal and I need to quickly hide it as well. I'm going to press Alt+t on my keyboard and you're going to see that the terminal shows up on the right hand side in the same directory as the file that I executed it from. Notice that I'm focused in the terminal pane right now on the right hand side. You can see that by the color. What if I want to quickly hide this terminal without going to the left and hiding it from there? I can do it from here directly from the terminal. I'm going to press Alt+t again. Notice that I hit the terminal. You're going to notice as well here at the very top, this little icon here that shows or that means that my tmux pane is maximized. So the next time that I bring this terminal up, if I press Alt+t, it's just going to bring it up. It's just not going to load anything, just going to quickly pop it up. So I'm going to press it multiple times right now so you can see Alt+t, T. It's just showing it and hiding it right now. I'm doing it multiple times and it's quite fast. What happens if I switch to the left hand side and if I'm here editing my Neovim file, let's say for example, I need to hide the terminal, I can do it from here as well. I don't need to be on the right hand side. Just gonna press Alt+t and that hides it. Now let's say that I need to switch to a different directory and I would like my terminal to follow that. Let me switch to this zsh-vi file. You can see the path of this directory here at the very top of the screen. So notice what's going to happen right now. I'm going to press Alt+t. Notice that it detected that this file is in a different directory and it automatically sent a cd command to this new directory. What happens if I switch to a different file? Just going to hit Alt+t right here to hide it. I'm going to bring a different file. Let's say for example this western.lua file. Now that I'm in this file, I'm just going to press Alt+t and notice that it's cd'd into that directory. Just going to hide this. By default, the distribution that I use, which is LazyVim, already has a way to quickly opening a terminal. So if I press Alt-K, that's how I configure my keymaps. I search here for terminal. Notice that I have two options, Control// or space FT to bring up the terminal. So let me close out of here. Let me give it a try, Control//. Notice that it brings it up. What happens if I press it again here? It hides it. So it's pretty convenient as well. Control// shows it. Control// hides it. I'm not sure why this shows up here at the top. It's maybe something on my end or something. Let me switch to a different file and let's see. If I just switch to a different file, I'm not sure why my colors stayed like this. Okay, there we go. So that seems pretty useful by default. The only small detail that I don't like about this is that when I switch to this terminal, I cannot see the file that I'm on at the top because WinBar shows me this differently. Again, that may be a configuration issue on my side, so don't take my word for it. Okay, I'm just going to hide this again. Let me switch to a different file, this CSHRC file, and I'm just going to run it from here. Let's see what happens. I cannot see which file I'm on at the top. And just like the keymap mentioned it, this brings up a terminal at the root directory of my repository or my project, which is this dotfiles latest. So just so that you keep that in mind. And just so that you know that you already have an option by default without doing any of this. Let me hide this. Just going to switch to this other file and switch back to get my colors again. I don't know why that file shows at the top like that, the name of the file. Let me switch back to this keymaps.lua file and we're good here. So those are the two options that you can use. The one that comes by default with the LazyVim distribution or the other option that I showed you at the beginning. Let me show you how I configured it. There are several pieces to this. As you already noticed, I use tmux for this. So this is a tmux pane on the right hand side. So you will need to be a tmux user because that's the main piece of the puzzle. What I like about this approach is that I can select here in tmux copy mode. If I need to copy this, for example, I can select it without any issues. You can also do that in the Neovim terminal in the normal visual mode. Just so that you know, this is still an option here. I'm just going to quit out of here. Just going to hide this. The second piece to the puzzle is this keymap that I have here. Notice that this is my keymaps.lua file. It's all in a single paragraph. So if we scroll up a little bit, this is where it starts. Toggle a tmux pane on the right and CSH in the same directory as the current file. Something very important that you need to keep in mind. Notice that I'm setting the variable disable pull 1 because in my CSHRC file, I check if this variable is set. If it is, I don't pull the GitHub repos to save some time. I'll let you know what this means in a minute. I also keep track of the open directory and I also define this as a function because I call this function from mini.files to open the highlighted directory in a tmux pane on the right. I'm going to show you how I do that as well in a little while. So here's the keymap. There's a few things that you need to be aware of. If you don't want it to perform the auto CD behavior that we looked at a little minute ago, okay, just make sure you switch this to false. What else? If we keep scrolling down here, let me keep going down a little bit more. This is another thing that I implemented myself and you don't need to. Notice here that it says disable pull. That is something custom. You don't need to include that. That's just something that I do on my side and I'll let you know why when we get to my CSHRC file. Other than that, just pretty normal and basic stuff. If we scroll down here a little bit more, you're going to see the keymap there. I'm using Alt+t. The Alt key needs to be enabled in your terminal. Let me show you my ghosty configuration file, for example. Let's see, here is ghosty. And if we scroll down here, where is it here? If we scroll up, notice macOS option as Alt equals to right. I'm just doing it for the right key. So this is the only one that works as Alt for me. This one does not. I use this one on the left-hand side to enter Unicode sequences. So that's characters in Spanish. So that's something that you need to be aware of. Let's say that you're using Western, for example. You can set that up as well. Let me scroll down here a little bit. And in Western, I configure this set composed key when left Alt is pressed to true so that I can use my characters in Spanish. Let's say that you're using Kitty, which is one of the most popular ones. You can also configure that. Let me search for Alt here. And I said here macOS option as Alt. Right. Same thing as ghosty. Let's go back to the keymaps.lua file. I don't have anything else important to discuss here. Just keep in mind the variable that you can set to false. Let me quickly show you what that variable does. We scroll up here a little bit. I'm going to switch this from true to false. And now I'm just going to reload my Neovim, configure a keymap for this. So if I hit Alt-Shift-R, it's just going to reload the whole thing. Basically close and reopen Neovim. So what happens if I bring it up right now? Alt-T. Notice the directory that I'm in right now. I'm going to switch to another file. This kittyconf, I'm going to press Alt-T again. It didn't change because I set the variable to false. Let's go back to the keymaps.lua file. Just going to undo this change because I do want to have it enabled. And I'm just going to reload Neovim or restart Neovim. Now, when I bring this up, I need a way to recognize Alt-T and act on it in my terminal itself. So let me show you how I do that. Just going to hide this, and I'm just going to go to my zsh-rc file, and I'm going to go to zsh-vi-mode. Okay, so this is the plugin that I use. Let me go to the next result, zsh-vi-mode. Yep, this is the one. If you don't have it installed, make sure you install it. If you don't know what it is, I have this video, command line tools, that I use every day. Go and check it out, and I explain what this plugin is and how I use it. So this is the configuration that you will need to grab. I just set this kj that is optional to escape. This is very important. Notice that I declare this function here to switch to the left tmux pane and maximize it. So that's what this does. Switches to the left tmux pane, and this maximizes it. Then you need to register this function, which is what you see down here. And then under this zvm after lazy key bindings, this is where you need to configure it. vicmd and vins. This is for command mode, and this is for insert mode. So when I hit Alt-T, it executes this tmux left pane function. So that's why I did it in command and in insert mode. I did it in both. How can you tell what Alt-T means? Like, as you can see here, for example, I'm just going to grab this here, and I'm going to go to my home directory real quick. I'm going to paste this here, and now I can run Alt-T, and it shows me the characters that I need to use. Just going to press Command-C to quit out of this, or Control-C. Let's go back to the other file. So that's how I knew that I need to specify these characters here, in case that you want to use something different than Alt-T. And what else? The rest of the configuration here is just my personal configuration. You don't need to grab any of that. What else do we need? Let me switch back to my keymaps file. Let me just scroll down here a little bit. I had a small issue, or a really strange issue. So I added this when I create the pane for the first time. I needed to send escape and then an I just to go into normal mode and then insert mode in the zsh-vi-mode plugin. And this fixed it. Because if I didn't do that, the first time that I created the pane, if I hit Command T when I was in the pane, it wouldn't hide it. It would just switch to normal mode and stay stuck there. But this is just a fix that I came up with to switch to normal mode, then back to insert mode, and then Alt-T works to hide the terminal only the first time after you create it. Let me show you what this disable poll equals 1 mean. Let me go back to my zsh-rc file, and I'm going to search here for disable poll. There it is. And let's scroll to the next result. Every time I open a new terminal, I have CSH configured to pull the latest changes in my .files. Why? Because I use multiple computers, and I want them to be synced all the time. But it takes a few seconds to pull the latest changes. So that's why I did this. I set this variable here. If this variable is not set, pull the latest changes. But if it's set, do not pull the latest changes. That's why. So it skips that part when I open a terminal for the first time, and I just save a few seconds. I also mentioned that I can open directories directly from mini.files. Let me show you how that works. I'm going to bring up mini.files here. And let's say that I want to switch, or that I want to open a terminal in this Neovim directory. Notice that I'm in mini.files. I'm over this directory, and I'm going to press Alt-T. Notice that it opened the pane in that specific directory here on the right-hand side. That's exactly what I wanted. It CD'd into that directory. Let's try it with a different one. Let's go back here. And let's say that, for example, I want to open my terminal in this bashrc directory. I'm going to press Alt-T here. Oh, that's just going to hide it. Alt-T, that is just going to bring it up and switch into that bashrc directory. So how did I do this? I have a video that I released 5 days ago, which is this advanced mini.files mini.files keymaps for Neovim, in which I execute a lot of useful stuff. For example, zipping a file and copying it to the system clipboard, or zipping a directory, copying it to the system clipboard, or preview the images directly from mini.files. I explain all of this in detail in that video, so make sure you go and check it out. I made a few changes and improvements in the keymaps that I have for mini.files. I'm planning on releasing an update video, but you'll find the latest code in my dotfiles. So where can you find all these files? If you're new to the channel, you won't be able to find this in my .files latest directory or my .files latest repo, which is found here. If you come here and search for the keymaps.lua file, you're going to be able to find two, but it's this one, the one that says Neovim keymaps.lua. That's my main file. If you like what you find in the repo, or if you find useful stuff, just make sure that you start here on the top right corner. I'm trying to think if I left something out, but you will need to set this up, but I think that everything was covered in the video. Let me know what you think about this video. Let me know if you implement this and if it works, or if you have any questions. If you want to support me, make sure you share this video so that it reaches other people and I can increase my subscribers, watch hours, and all that. Hey, that was it for today. Hope you found this useful. I'll see you in the next video.